one. The letter that Charles Soludo, Governor Soludo, wrote during that election, what did you make of it? I don't think we've talked about that.
No, we haven't. I think it was one of those miscalculations on his part. Whatever informed his decision to come out with such an insidious letter at that time, whoever advised him did not advise him well. If he was not advised and he chose to come out the way he did, it was a wrong move because he didn't have to. Maybe I'm not politically minded enough to know that he had a dog in the fight, but I didn't see any dog in the fight for him. So why come out and, why would you even write such a thing? Even if you had a contrary opinion about Obi's candidacy, as I know that some people had, did you have to come out the way he did and oppose him? And, the tragedy is that we're all familiar with Soludo's letters. Soludo's letters are devastating, and I'm sure Goodluck Jonathan can testify to it, because he wrote a two-part letter when Goodluck was president, and before everybody knew or anybody knew what was going on, the carpet had been swept from under Goodluck Jonathan's feet. So, because Soludo is a brilliant man, he's a bright mind, no matter what he does, you can't take that away from him. You can't be niggardly with praises for him when it comes to showcasing, products of the mind. God gave him that aplenty. But the only thing is, the wisdom of deploying it, there might be a need to take a second look at it, because writing that letter, at the time he released the letter, I'm not sure he weighed the consequences, because at that moment in time, anybody, any politician, any leader that stood in the way of Peter Obi in Igbo land was practically committing suicide. It was social suicide at its best. And one would have expected a Chukwuma Soludo, a professor of note, renowned, accomplished, to have realized that he was walking into a maelstrom. And that's what happened. And I think his rating began to decline afterwards. The public affection for him began to decline. People began to be more critical in their appraisal of his performance. Because, Obi's classic response, I'm a trader. What do I know? You are the professor. Shebi, you don't enter. Okay, show us how professors do this thing. That's it. And that was a clever way of setting him up. He drew people's attention to Soludo's performance. Okay, now let's be watching Mr. Professor, prove himself a far superior administrator than the trader. And